in the previous few videos we have covered unit testing. We also saw the writing of integration test cases, and the next phase of your application is going to be automation, which is being written by the specific QA team that is in your company. Okay, so this is the same application, this is the same microservice that we have, and we are writing the unit test cases for that, we are writing the integration test cases for that as well, and also another separate team is going to write the automation test for that as well. So here the question is that why all these are needed? These all are part of testing, and if we have covered the unit testing, we have covered the unit test cases, then why we need the integration test cases? And apart, even if when we have covered the unit and integration test cases, why do we need the automation by the QA team? So here it is very important to understand the role of the specific testing that we are performing here. So these are the three places where we do the testing of our application. Okay, so this is going to be the quick video where I just want to cover the key points of each one, that why they make sense and why they are important. So why I am making this video? So recently I created a poll on the channel, this one. Okay, so this is the one day ago, and I got 63 votes. Thanks for voting and thanks for showing the response into this one. So the question would choose the correct option from the below while writing tests for microservices or any other application in general. So unit tests are sufficient, integration tests are sufficient. Write both unit and integration test cases for all the scenario. So it means when you are writing the unit test cases, cover all the scenario, and when you are writing the integration test cases, forget that there are unit test cases, cover all the scenarios. Okay, and the last one was the write unit and integration test cases, but make sure try to see that what were covered in the unit test cases, and cover only those scenarios which are not covered the unit test in the unit test cases. Okay, so you can see the response of the survey. So what is the my answer in this scenario? My answer is the last one, unit and integration tested, but avoid overlapping scenarios. So why am I saying so? So we should, when we see the role of each unit, each component, each testing component here, then it is going to make sense. Let me take you to the next slide here. So here I have created a like diagram. I'm going to try to explain this in this way. So the small block that we have, this is going to be the unit testing, and the bigger block after that it is going to be the integration testing, and the largest one is the automation by QA team, quality team, testing team that you have in the company. So remember, unit testing is testing about the smallest component, smallest function of your application that you are writing. So when you are writing the testing of that smallest component, it doesn't take into consideration of all other methods, all other functions. You are testing only that one. Okay, and when you are moved to writing the integration test, so, and one more important thing, this unit testing and this integration testing, when we are talking about, these are written by the developer itself. Here QA team is not into picture. So unit testing is complete, and integration test when you are writing, so try to see that what are all scenarios that are covered in the unit test cases. Write only those scenarios which are left with the unit test cases in the integration testing. All right, when you have written the unit test cases for the same set of inputs, and writing the integration test cases for all those scenario for all those same set of inputs. So this is a program, this is a code. So any number of time you execute those code for the same set of input, they are going to give you the same result. So in this way, when you are going to cover all the scenarios for both of these, they are going to give you the same result no matter what, for the same set of input. That is why I am saying that avoid the overlapping as much as possible. There are chances, real-time chances, that they get some cases, some test cases gets overlapped. That's not hard and fast, let it go. Okay, so but avoid as much as possible. And then the last component is the automation by QA team. So your microservice is one simple application, but in your company, to give the complete application, you have different application, S1, S2, S3. These are going to get communicate with each other. All right, so Now when you have covered unit test cases, integration test cases, the responsibility of the QA team is that they should be able to look at the unit and integration test cases and should be able to understand that what all scenarios have been covered, so that that team's responsibility is to make sure that integration of different microservices, different application, and application as a whole is working properly. Not that if you have this application S1 and you have some parsing logic here and some addition, some function is here which is performing some calculation function is there. So when you have not performed the unit and integration testing properly, so it becomes the responsibility of the QA team to focus on these small portions, these calculation and all those things, and definitely they are going to log the bug, and they are going to go through the same cycle. Creating the bug, developer is going to fix that, push that into the system, build is going to be created, they are going to get a separate server and test that. So that cycle is going to be long, and it is going to be more time taking. Okay, nowadays when it is a time of agile methodologies, and there are quick deployment, many number of deployment happening daily. So this is not acceptable at any cost, that you are avoiding the unit test cases and integration test cases. So you must not avoid this. And when you have microservices architecture, these kind of distributed application, try to do automation as much as possible, and try to use tools as much as possible to verify the results. Because when you have 1 2 3 microservices, it's going to be easy, but when you are going to, by the time you are going to have n number of microservices, then it is going to be a headache, very much headache. Okay, and in the software industry, you are very much aware about the 80-20 rule. So 80% of time is going to be invested in debugging the issue, adding the new feature and all those things, and 20% time is going to be into actual development of the code. When the QA team is logging bug, you are going to investigate where that bug is coming from. Any bug is coming production, you are going to analyze that where this is coming from. So that maintenance phase, debugging phase, is going to be the 80% of the time, and this is the 20% of time only. So make important and intelligent decisions at this point of time, so that you can reduce this time to make new features and to create more new application. So this is important. So write the unit test cases, integration test cases, do the static analysis of your code before posting that, because there are many number of tools which can give you the feedback, which are very much possible to be missed by the your senior person when they are reviewing your code, and by yourself also. So that is why these things make sense, and understand the importance of each one, and also all of these things. So so if you have 10 members in a team, they are supposed to be working in a team, not individually. That if you have 10 members in a team, and first member is writing the unit test cases, second is going to write the integration test, and other QA team is going to write the this automation. So suppose first person says, I have written the unit test cases. So second person is saying that, yeah, I'm going to write the integration test cases, and I do not have to take into consideration what you have written into the unit test cases. I'm going to write my own integration test cases. So at a time, it makes sense that it is to just cross check that if some cases are missed by this unit test cases, we are going to cover that. So this person's responsibility is to analyze the unit test cases written by the first team, and cover only those which are not covered by the unit test cases. So the whole point is this one. So I hope now it makes sense why these things are important, and you're going to make the important intelligent decision based on this one. That's all about this video that I wanted to share, and this is what I think about these components of all the testing thing. Let me know what you think about these one, and let's discuss that in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.